this one thing has helped me allow success to come into my life. And that may seem like a weird thing to say, but I mean, how many times have something really cool happen, and then before you know it, you're at rock bottom, or you get that one client that pays you a lot of money, and then you find you're scrounging to try to find a client to pay you anything. I've had that many times in my life, and there's this thought about, your ceiling revenue and your floor, and how whenever you hit your ceiling, boom, you're going to go back down to your floor so you can work your way up, because this is all that you allow yourself. And it's not just for money, it's any kind of success, right? Like, how often does somebody get so excited about something and then they go and they sabotage it? So, whether it's like, oh, I lost 5 pounds and then I went and celebrated and I gained 6, sort of thing. And I can think of lots of times that has happened in my life. And it wasn't until I sold my first piece of art. So I was 52 at the time, and I've been making art since I was a kid. Never sold it, given it away before, but never really showed it to anybody. Never really thought it was really all that important. And I decided that I wanted to really think about myself as an artist. And that was a really hard word to put to me. Like, no, I make things. I'm not very good at art. I would always have these qualifiers that came around it. And so I also wanted to work on my vulnerability and put a little bit of myself out. My art is made from my emotions, from my emotional experience. And that's what my art becomes. It's abstract. And I started sharing it in a private group, and then I started putting it on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. And then somebody that I knew said, I want to buy that piece. Are you willing to sell it? And I freaked the funk out. And it was a cool thing. Like, this is something that I've always wanted. And I didn't even have to ask anybody. They came to me like, it felt so good. And I remember I called, my sisters, and I talked to my husband and anybody else that would listen to me. And I was like, I don't know what to charge for it. And I had all the things a lot of entrepreneurs, no matter what your business is, we all go through this, like all of a sudden, oh no, I have to put a dollar amount to what my worth is. And I'm not worth that much. And there were so many things that I was working through in that one moment. And it's really interesting because I was also doing some freelance graphic work, and that I had no problem putting my dollar amount on it. Like, this is what it is. But confident. But this was something different and new, and it freaked me out. And it was also something that felt really near and dear to me. And it was a really hard thing to hold. And I've also had that, I'm in my own weight loss journey of things. And that I remember one month I lost 6 pounds and I freaked out. And then I didn't lose any weight for like a while. And I really did. I freaked out. Like, did I just do that? Did I just create that? Like, I sabotaged myself afterwards. I didn't call it that. I don't necessarily like the word sabotage, but that's what I did, essentially. And it's not that I did that consciously. And because it's about what your conscious mind, you have your conscious mind. So that's where we're all thinking, right? And I think of your unconscious as kind of like your body. It's what shows up. It's the automaticity of things. It's not just necessarily your body, but that's how in my layman's terms and the way that I think about it, I think about consciousness is your mind right here, and your body is the unconscious. And it also kind of relates to how they say your conscious thinking is like 5%, and most of your day is 95% of unconscious thinking. So it's the majority of it, right? So I think of like this part right here as the small part of consciousness, and everything down below that's my unconscious. And that's what we have to normalize. And what happens is when you go through this, you do things to distract so you don't have to feel it, because this is like, ooh, success, love, and happiness and joy. And, as it is exploding, like, this is something I've always wanted. And then your unconscious, your body is going, what the heck is going on here? I don't understand this. Something new. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. No, thank you. Kind of like it reminds me of the very first time my son, when he was a little kid and had a mint. And, he was like, oh, okay, I'll try this. And then he put it in, and then you could just see him going, how do I get this out of my mouth? Like he was trying to fish it out. He's like, I can't take it. I can't take it. Get it out of my mouth. And that's what those emotions are like, So I'm going to share with you what I've been doing. This one thing has helped me in so many areas of my life. And anytime something new happens that we're like, oh, that was another one of my little secret things that I didn't tell anybody. And now it's happening. And I'm freaking out because it's a different flavor of good stuff, right? So we have these different pockets. And this is what I've done, because what you want to do is increase your capacity to hold. Increase the capacity of your unconscious body to hold it. You have to train it. Just like we've done with stress. We have trained our bodies to hold a lot of stress. And some of us feel like, a little proud with it. I used to say that. I could shoulder a lot, but lay it on me. I can handle anybody's stress. Like it was some badge of honor to do that, And all I did was hold a lot of stress. Not really what I'm going for these days. So to train yourself, and I'm going to walk you through exactly what I do, all the steps of how I do it, and especially when something specific comes up. So I'm working on increasing my capacity to allow something in, whatever that thing is. Doesn't matter what the thing is. It could be because you got a lovely voice note. It could be because somebody did something. It could be because somebody bought something from you. It could be that you had a post that got a bunch of likes on it. Really, it doesn't matter what it is. Anything that comes your way, this is a practice I have for anything good that comes my way. Even if it's like, oh, I was kind of hoping that would happen, and maybe it's not as freak out as much as selling that first piece of artwork, but it's still something different in my body that it's not used to. Let's say you have an offer that you've been putting out there and no one's bought it. And then one day somebody does. You've gotten used to nobody buying it. So let's say you put it out there for 25 days, nobody bought it. Day 26, somebody bought it. So those 25 days, nobody buys this. Nobody buys this. Nobody buys this, right? And then one day somebody buys this. It's something different. And building your capacity to hold something different, especially something that's really cool like that, without getting distracted. So this happened to me recently. So I'm going to share with you something that happened with me recently so that you can see what happened in mine, so that maybe you'll have a little bit more that you can relate to. So my mentor, who I've known for a long time. If you don't know who Jacob Peggs is, he's on a bunch of channels. I think everybody needs to have Jacob Peggs in their life. He's an incredible mentor to me and has helped me with my writing. And I think so much of him. Well, I did a human design report for him. And he didn't tell me this was happening because I didn't ask for it, because, I don't always think to ask for testimonials and such. Maybe something I could work on. But anyway, this just popped up. And I was like, oh my gosh, I was not expecting this. And then I'm going through and reading it. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm so excited, so touched. I already knew how much he enjoyed it. I already knew how much he got from it and how much he appreciates me. And, we have a good relationship. I already know all of that, but it got me. And, as soon as I read it, first thing was like, oh, I should call my sister, because I want to share it with her. And then I was like, maybe I need to tell my husband. I want him to read this, and then it was like, oh my gosh, this is silly, but this is something, oh my gosh, I gotta pee. That is the thing that comes up for me all the time. And whether or not I really have to, it's my unconscious body trying to pull me away from this so it doesn't have to feel it and move the energy into something else. It's trying to avoid this is what's happening. In the past, I've found myself staring in the refrigerator, opening it up like something I could eat. Oh, wow, that was a really cool thing. That was a really cool thing. But I'm kind of antsy and just wanting to do something else. So that's what ends up happening. And when I got this, that's what was playing out. I thought about all the things of oh my gosh, I should read this every day. Oh my gosh, I got to tell, and it was all this doing this external so that I wasn't feeling the emotion that I got from that, the happiness, the gratitude, the satisfaction, and, the reflecting of confidence in myself, and yes, this is what I'm meant to do, my inner passion and stuff. Because that's what I feel like. I feel like this is the season I'm in. This is what I'm meant to do. I am meant to give these human design readings, which I often call like flow prints, and help people see things about themselves, shine lights in areas that they haven't thought to, or something that's different than what a basic human design report, like you can just, where they're auto-generated and you just download them. You can get some stuff from that. But, I put in this is my intuition, my sense of what I'm noticing, what I know about you. So I personalize them. And I want to keep doing these. And so here's what I'm doing. All right, here's the steps. All right, first thing, you got to calm yourself. You gotta first recognize, actually, this is the first thing. Recognize that you're trying to do something different. So as soon as I notice like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about all the people I can call and I'm tuning this out. I'm turning away from that and tuning to something else. And it sounds like celebration, I know, but it's just distraction. You can do it afterwards. The point is to feel this feeling and then go do the other things. So when you first recognize it, then here's what I do. Is first of all, I sit my butt down in a chair. I like to do it sitting down. You can obviously do it any way that you want to, but I like to do it sitting down. And I like to sit up so I feel open and available and confident. Using is kind of like, this is my body-led practice that I've developed, is that if you come and you're like this, and you might be feeling this, where you can see, you know what, I'm going to undo this. You see, I'm kind of closing in on myself. You might feel like you want to do that. Like, oh, and sometimes you might think, oh, but that's kind of like loving myself. No, I'm going to open myself up because I want to receive more. That's what I want. I want more of these, right? So I change and I sit and I open myself up, and sometimes I even just relax a little bit. Do whatever you want to do to get yourself kind of settled, whether that's breathing or humming or tapping or doing a body scan, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Something that just takes a few minutes or a minute or so. And then here's what I do next. So then the next thing is I go through and I read it. So I read this all from start to finish. And then I close my eyes and allow it to consume me. I allow it to expand and consume me. Now, as you go through and do this, your mind is going to say, oh yeah, and we could do this with that. Oh yeah, let's remember to do this. It's going to distract you because it's trying really hard to not feel this feeling because it's not normal. It's atypical. It's out of the ordinary for your body because you're so used to all the things that felt like crap. So now you got this one thing that feels really good and you have to normalize it in your body. So that's what I do. And I sit there and sometimes I time myself, and it's not about how long you can do it. It's that you can sit in it and you can feel it and you notice when you're distracting yourself. So every time I had that thought, sometimes I probably was going down this train of thoughts of like, oh yeah, I could do this with that. And then I could and it tricks you, makes you think that you're celebrating. Because one of the things that I have sometimes is that I will, oh yeah, you know what? I should print this out and I could handwrite it on a card. Or what if I wrote it out every single day? Like that would be really cool, or what if I recorded it and then played it on loop? And, that all sounds like great ideas, right? And they are good ideas. You could do that. But while I'm thinking that, I'm not feeling and accepting and welcoming more of this kind of emotion in my life. So I have to redirect myself. No, let me go back to what the words were. And I sit there, I think about what some of the words were. I think about where do I notice it in my body, which part. Oftentimes for something like that, it's really in your chest areas where you normally feel it. And then I think about how much I appreciate them. These are little ways that I can but when I find myself drifting off on a chain of thoughts that's distracting, then I can be like, you know what? I just really appreciate Jacob. Oh, and I don't have to remember the words word for word. It's just the concept of the idea of I can feel his appreciation for me, and I appreciate him, and I appreciate myself. And I'll sit there for as long as I can and hold it. And so I can build up my capacity. And you might only sit there for like a minute, may even be less, where you feel like, "Oh, I can't hold this anymore." Like my son with the mint, like I can't, like, no, get it out of my mouth. And so it's a practice. And the more you do it, the more you build your capacity so that you can hold more, have more of success, these good things, this appreciation, whatever those things are that you're looking for.